Oh, this is nice. Should we pour the wine out?
Let's pour a glass of wine.
Let's have a... So, it's very dark in this graveyard.
Oh, a bit more, I think.
Oh, yes.
Oh, keep going. Yeah.
Oh, don't be shy.
There we go.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. We'll start recording the podcast when that bloke's gone home.
What bloke?
Didn't you see him when we walked in?
No.
Oh, the one with the hammer and chisel, just by the entrance. No, didn't you hear like a clink clink?
No.
Yeah, he frightened me, to be honest, because it's so dark. And I said, "Wow, you're working late." But he said he wouldn't be long. He's just old. He was just a bit annoyed that they got the spelling wrong, so he was just altering that. He said he'd be gone.
It's a bit weird. This time of night.
It is, isn't it? But
Why doesn't see him?
Well, it was obviously something he needed to get done. So
Yeah.
I can't hear him anymore. So maybe he's gone.
Let's crack on then.
It's very, very dark and eerie.
It is.
So we thought we'd do a dead creepy Halloween special podcast.
Yes, from our local graveyard.
Yeah. This is the dead centre of Abergavenny. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Shall we talk a little bit about Halloween
Yeah.
whilst we're having our wine? And some of the...
What is Halloween all about?
Exactly. Because our kids want to dress up and do trick-or-treating.
They love Halloween.
They do. It's got quite a dark history, the Welsh and Celtic culture of Halloween. So, and some people call it different things, don't they? Halloween, the origins of Halloween can be traced back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain or Samhain. It marks the end of the summer and the harvest and the beginning of the cold, dark winter.
Oh.
And it literally, the whole festival symbolises the boundary between the world of the living and the world of the dead.
Wow.
And November the 1st is considered the end of the summer and the start of the month of death in the Celtic calendar.
Do you know what? I have noticed that a lot of older people do pop off, don't they, this time of year? Do you often find, I think, actually it happens in the animal community as well. It's almost like their body says, do you know what, we haven't got the strength to get through a winter. We've done all right through the summer, but we haven't got it in us now for the winter.
Yeah.
Enough's enough.
Maybe they get some sort of viruses because everybody seems to be ill at this time of year. The kids go back to school, everyone's got stomach bugs, flu, everything, and maybe that's why
it is the viruses.
It's possibly it's that everybody's resistance is lower.
It could
and
be.
There are more deaths.
Yeah, I suppose I'm looking more on the consciousness side of it. That, you know, the subconscious says, you know what, enough's enough.
It's a good point, though. It's a fair point. Apparently, though, the whole festival around the month of death is based on animals where herds would be gathered from the pasture on the mountains.
Oh yeah.
So all the sheep that are out on the mountains would be brought in on the 1st of November, because obviously as soon as the weather starts to get bad, it's too late. They can't do. So they slaughter them in November. Right. So they've got meat for the winter ahead.
Right.
So it's literally in Wales. November is literally the month of slaughter.
Oh, gross.
Because they used to. That's when they would slaughter all the animals.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. I mean, it doesn't happen now, obviously, because we've got the means to do that sort of thing all year round.
We've got Sainsbury's.
Yeah, exactly. Now there are other supermarkets available, so there's no preference.
I picked a higher class one.
Well, it's kind of like middle of the road, Waitrose is pretty posh.
I didn't want to say Asda's.
Or Lidl.
No.
But yeah, so apparently that's what it is. But so the month of slaughter, it's literally, they pronounce it Tachwedd, which literally means the month of slaughter in Welsh. So the Celts thought that on the night of the 31st of October, the ghosts of their dead would rise. So large bonfires were lit in villages to ward off any evil spirits that may also be at large. So they believed that the good and the evil would come out on Halloween night, not just... They thought everybody rose from the dead. So they used the ashes from these fires in villages would be considered to be protective and have cleansing powers, and kind of a bit like our sage sticks now. So they would use the ashes then from these bonfires, and they'd go around the villages giving people the ashes, and they'd scatter them in their own hearth, and they believed that was good luck and it protected them against evil. So they used it for divination as well. And they would light torches from the same bonfire in the village and carry them all around, like so little bits of the same fire lit from that fire, carried around as a symbol of protection against evil. Yeah, it's like a kind of magic, possibly a bit like the sun. You know, it mimics the sun. That maybe it's light from the fire. I don't know, but it's believed it's possibly linked to the darkness of winter, the fires. And each member of the family, one tradition was that each member of the family in the homes around the villages in Wales would throw a little stone into the fire, and it would have their initial on the stone. Their own initial? Yeah, they'd write their initial on the stone and throw it into the fire. And then the next morning, they would search amongst the charred ashes for the rocks, for the stones, and if one of these rocks couldn't be found, basically it meant you were never going to see another Halloween.
Harsh.
You were about to cork it. Yeah.
That's way harsh.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's what they believed. It was.
Why would they do that to themselves?
Well, yeah. I guess
you know, let's just skip that tradition this year. I don't want to know.
Yeah. I guess you just have to hope you did find your stone and it made you think, well, I'm going to live another year.
Oh, can you imagine the kids fighting over it? That was my stone.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That was my stone.
Yeah. But also, it's not just ghosts that people feared on Halloween night. It would definitely be the eshi, the spirits, or the fae.
Right.
The fae are very active on Halloween night.
Right.
And they were very respected as well as feared. So it was slightly different with the fae.
Well, it's important to be on the right side of the fae,
exactly.
Isn't it? Keep them sweet.
So they didn't particularly want to repel the fae. They didn't want to offend them.
No.
So they wanted to keep on the right side of them. So there were different traditions because obviously they wanted to appease them. So they would leave offerings of food and drink out on Halloween night for the fae to find, and they'd even set an extra place at the dinner table for that elusive fairy, and they'd make sure there was somewhere by the fire for them to warm. Obviously we bought a pumpkin this week from
we bought
our
a pumpkin.
trusty supermarket.
We haven't carved our Sainsbury's pumpkin yet. It's not really.
Is it from Aldi? I think ours is too. Mum bought it.
Yeah, Mum bought ours.
Thanks, Mum. Yeah. Thanks. So jack-o'-lanterns are what they were traditionally called, weren't they? But
that can't be Celtic though, can it? Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
Is it?
In the olden days, jack-o'-lanterns were carved from turnips.
They were. I've seen those on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're really evil looking.
They look
horrific.
Worse than the actual pumpkins. They really do. But in folklore, it's said to represent a soul who has been denied entry into both heaven and hell.
No way.
Yeah. And the lamps were lit to guide the dead back to earth.
What, so they get another go?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it must be. So they're in between worlds.
Is that reincarnation then, or just hanging around?
No, I think that it was to guide them back to here so that they could then be, sent over to the right place, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Where is the right place if you can't get into heaven or hell?
Maybe they're trapped in some way. I don't know, but that's where costumes came from as well. Was from the Celts.
Oh.
The traditional costumes were really things like, it would have been things like fur pelts and things like that, and masks,
right?
That kind of thing.
It sounds almost like shamanic wear, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did a lot of fortune telling on Halloween. It was meant to be the optimum time to be able to tell your fortune. So All Saints' Day, All Hallows' Day, they called it as well. It was a day to remember those who died for their beliefs. And they did different traditions like apple bobbing, scrying, mirror gazing, that kind of thing. I used to do. Have you heard of that thing where you pour egg white into some water and it's supposed to tell your fortune as well?
No, that sounds cool. I have loads of eggs.
Well, you do. It's you have to look that one up. I don't know quite how it tells you his fortune, but it does. Egg white.
Never heard of that one. That sounds brilliant.
Water. Yeah. Trick or treating, of course, evolved during the Middle Ages when beggars would travel from village to village and beg for soul cakes. It was customary for town criers dressed in black to walk the streets, ringing a bell and calling on Christians to remember the dead. Souling was the custom of baking and sharing soul cakes and prayers for all christened souls.
Only christened souls. Cake?
I don't know. I wonder what the recipe is for a soul cake.
We have to look on BBC Good Food for a soul cake.
Do you reckon they do? Yeah. Yeah. They wouldn't have had sugar in cakes in those days, would they?
I don't know.
They'd have sweetened them with
honey. They'd have had
honey, and so they would. Yeah, fire sticks and torches and bonfires had further grim significance on the eve of All Saints' Day. Oh, have you heard of Queen Mab?
No.
She's a fairy, and she was referred to in Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
And she was literally the fairy's midwife, Queen Mab.
Oh.
And she's described as a small...
In Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a fairy in that.
Yeah, called Queen Mab.
Oh.
And apparently she's described as a small creature who performs midnight pranks upon sleepers. But do you know
yes, I know. I can picture her now. I'm just thinking of that film with Claire, what's it in? Claire Danes.
Is Queen Mab in that film?
I think she is. I think she's possibly the witch that gives them the spell.
Do you know what she does? I just saw a light behind her.
Yeah, there is stuff moving around. It's hard to focus.
There's a little tiny light right behind you. I'll keep talking.
Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, she was pretty. She sometimes fulfilled desires. I can't imagine what that means. No. But she would also leave
Christmas lists. Isn't it?
Maybe collected Christmas lists of people. But she would also leave nasty blisters on the lips.
Ew.
Do you hear that?
Herpes.
Yeah. So if you wake up around Halloween with blisters with herpes, you've had a visit from Queen Mab.
That's it.
So yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is so cool. My torch is flickering.
Is it?
Yeah. Right. The Evening Express in 1910. You're going to love this, Linz.
Oh, yeah.
It observed, "It is the night of nights in the year when the spirits of the dead take deep delight to walk abroad and disturb trembling humanity."
Oh, my God.
Don't you love that?
Oh.
I absolutely love that. I wish I'd written that myself.
We're trembling humanity.
Trembling humanity. How cool.
Here we are, sat here trembling, waiting for them.
Yeah.
Look at the moon. Oh, my God, look at the moon.
Oh, my God. Get a photo of that quick.
It won't come out on an iPhone camera.
Oh, my God.
It's too iPhone-y. It's already got. The moment's passed.
Oh, wow. Well, the moon just appeared from behind the clouds. I'm going to turn my torch off
And a
now.
cloud,
It's
sped,
gone as quick as it
it
arrived.
sped past it. There's a few happening actually, but there's no way we'll capture that.
Just saw another light over there.
Yeah, I've seen. I literally saw up there. I thought I saw like a black head
Really?
along the hedge line, and over there something more whitish. A white you would imagine would glow. It wasn't that bright, but
Oh my God.
but yeah,
There's a few things.
yeah.
There's a few things
Should I just
happening
drop some?
around us.
Mm.
Of course, the other thing about graveyards is, of course, the graveyard guardians.
The animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs.
They used to know what they used to believe, that the first person to be buried in the graveyard would be grounded to the earth,
Mm.
and it was their job to look after the rest of the souls in the graveyard. So of course nobody wanted their relative to be the first one to.
Did you hear that distant cry then?
What was it like?
A bit like a ah. But it literally sounded like it came from a mile away.
No,
So
I
it probably
didn't
was
hear it.
someone a mile away going, ah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm hearing all sorts when you tune in. But yeah, so they didn't want, nobody wanted their relative to be the first one to be buried in the graveyard, because it means they couldn't go to heaven. So they would usually bury a dog. Well, it would be an animal. Most often it would be a dog. And of course they wanted the most fierce looking dog if it was going to guard a graveyard, it's going to be a big black dog. Which is why you see so many black dogs, spirits around graveyards.
Do you know what? We're in the modern end of the graveyard here. I think in a bit we should move into the older
Yeah, you're
part.
right. We should.
Either right by the church
Yeah.
or just this top end. But
Yeah.
this would have been farmland probably until maybe
recently.
50 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously we know that there's older bodies here, but
We'll have a bit of more wine.
yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll have a little wander around the graveyard and have a look at some of the graves.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you, when I mentioned to Daryl earlier in the week we were coming here,
Right.
and he did say that one of his relatives might be buried here, but
Oh, right, okay.
we could have a little look out. I didn't know he had Welsh roots, Daryl.
I saw something down there. To the edge.
A light.
No, it was dark. It was to the edge of where the graves end. It almost popped out and back in.
Okay.
It could be the guardian. You know, like if you were the guardian of a graveyard, so first buried,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, that's me, and obviously they add bodies to your patch, and you kind of know your boundaries. You know, it's within this walled area that I'll guard. Do you think you'd get a bit miffed when they extend it to
Yeah.
the field at the side? And it's like,
It's a bit unfair. I think they should put a second guardian so you could do
Yeah.
shifts.
yeah,
Because, you never get a day off, would you?
no, literally, yeah, they're constantly adding to your duties, aren't they?
Yeah.
With each burial, your workload increases.
That's very true. That is very true. And here's the other thing. On a serious note, we are actually sat right next to the graves that were exhumed. It's a long story, so we won't go into it
Yeah,
now, but I have written about it.
it is available on www.
clairebarrand.com.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you have a look at the story I wrote about the graves that were found at the bottom of our garden, They were exhumed as the road was being extended, and they were reburied. Now, these children mostly were never given a proper burial at the time, in the 1800s. But talking about guardians of the graveyard, we didn't realise that they were there, and we...
Did you see the K2?
K2's going off. Okay.
And it's because you're talking about them.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at the moon as well.
Oh, the moon's come out too. If that's you, that's a nice...
Is that a fucking ice cream van?
Ooh, that's an ice cream van. Maybe it's coming from the children.
Do you think that the mics will pick that up? They're going to have to edit it in.
Yeah. Wow. What is an ice cream van doing? In all honesty, at midnight, it's playing its... Because it's midnight in the middle of Wales. What the fuck is an ice cream van doing playing its tune?
Maybe one of
That is the weirdest thing.
Maybe one of the graves is of an ice cream van drive. Oh my God, did you?
Yes, I did. Who's with us? Hello, we're not here to hurt you.
Can you just step a bit closer if that's you?
Come and say hello. We're just here to say hello. Just to finish the story.
Yes.
The children are buried. We're sat right next to them now. They were reburied here in this churchyard, and the bottom of our garden we used to keep pet rabbits. And when we were feeding them one night, both of us saw and heard this thing that I can only describe as a creature, because it was in the tree above us, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was like, imagine a big creature climbing a tree.
It was the size of a big dog it was massive, a human size thing.
Yeah, and this tree was more of a bush. It was quite weak limbed, wasn't it? So it made a lot of noise.
Yeah.
As it was...
Branches snapping.
Yeah. It was a lot of commotion.
Yeah. And we kind of froze and looked up, and it was just this black figure looming, staring at us.
We didn't have a torch on us, did we?
No, we didn't. Anyway, it's only now, years later, that we know that there were graves there. I wonder if that was the graveyard guardian. And also, does that mean that has that graveyard guardian come with these children? Is it still down there, or will it have followed them?
That's true. He's going to feel a right lost soul if he's still down there on the blooming dual carriageway.
Oh my God. There's never been any reports of any... Oh, well, there has in Gilwern, but not... another light just lit behind you.
Right.
No, but
was it bright? Was it white?
There was a couple... Do you know what? Right. This is weird. It's either these grave lights?
Yeah.
It's either more of those coming on.
I don't think they are in, because that's the old part behind us.
There's one right here.
Right.
Right, I'm looking at it. You know the lights that we saw when we were in Ireland?
It could be.
It's like those, fairy lights.
Did you hear... Oh, there's a car coming down that lane, I think. Almost like a cough from over there.
Oh my God.
We can... I'm muffling my mic and everything. K2's going mental.
Wow. It actually is.
That means you're either getting loads of messages on Messenger, or the dead are talking to us.
Is there anybody dead here? Oh, sorry.
Can't breathe.
Oh my God, I saw something walking over there.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
The thing is though, laughing raises the vibration, doesn't it?
My torch is dead.
No.
It is, it's completely dead. It's gone.
That means we're relying on one torch and my
I just... Oh, it's worked again.
Oh, that's weird.
I saw a white figure.
Did you?
I saw something white move across there. No word of a lie.
Look at this flickering light at the side of me. Is that your torch? What is that from?
Where?
On the ground at the side of me. Oh, it's, right, if I move it. Oh, it must be this torch and my wine glass. Oh, the effects of wine glasses flickering on the floor. Oh, did you see those two eyes? Go back. Right, whatever below it, there was two eyes a second ago.
What?
That white thing there that you're reflecting on.
Yeah.
Below it, there were two reflective eyes a second ago.
God.
Below it.
So it could be a cat.
Well, it's longer now, but maybe it was just, I don't know.
Ooh. When you shine a torch around, there are a lot of things. People put these little lights on graves, which I think is beautiful, actually. It's lovely. But it's... Yeah, the modern graveyards are totally different to the... What's that there?
There.
There.
A white dot thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, what is that?
I don't know, but it's not moving.
That's black.
It is black with a white dot on it.
Yeah, it's like one eye looking at us. Okay, do I walk towards it?
Right, I've just been reading Greg Lawson's book,
Yeah.
and he said if he hadn't left that church that night to see what was going on,
Yeah.
he wouldn't know the truth. So really, we should walk towards it. You're gonna have to unmic.
Oh, okay.
Unless we take the whole thing. I'm pretty
It's
sure.
not moving.
No, it's something static. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
something static. There's no way that's... But it does look like something black with eyes reflecting. I'll unmic and I'll walk towards it.
Okay.
It's still there.
Do you know what it is? It's one of those granite gravestones, isn't it?
It is. Do you know what? It's a piece of granite.
Yeah, and they've got reflective bits in, haven't they? Oh.
Right, so let's have a look at some of these gravestones. Wow. It's absolutely pitch black, isn't it?
Yeah, let's have a look. Who's on here? David Buffton.
David Buffton died September 20th, 1932, aged
What's
29.
What's the name above?
Dorothy.
Oh.
Beloved wife of David.
Oh.
Oh, they're both together.
Oh.
That's sad.
I'm walking through the graveyard with a glass of wine in my...
Look at that one with all the ivy growing over it.
That's beautiful.
It is, isn't it? Wow.
If we go to the oldest part, we're within the U circle as well, the sacred.
Right, I think that's definitely... we need to go there.
Which is Druid times.
We need to go there. We need to go to the oldest part, right. We're heading to the oldest part of the graveyard now, which dates back to Druid times. It's a little bit of a walk through these trees. These trees, how old do you reckon these trees are? These yew trees?
These ones are young, but down the bottom there, they I don't know. Yew trees are really hard to date.
Yeah.
Because of the way they kind of regenerate. They die on the inside and then regrow. That's why they are the tree of eternal life.
Right. Okay.
And
is that why they were chosen for graveyards specifically? Because they represent that?
I don't know. I wasn't around at the time.
I wouldn't. Well, if that, I bet. Yeah, it must be.
But yeah. So I mean, you could be talking 900 years or more.
Wow.
That they're old. They predate the church for sure.
Gosh.
We know that much.
Wow. So they could have
Look
built
at
the
the
church.
mist going across the church.
Do you know what? I just saw that. What the? Oh, it's just a chimney.
Yeah, it's a chimney.
Bloody hell. You see, eyes play tricks on you in these places. This is absolutely pitch black, so we need to get some more photos, otherwise no one will believe us we left the studio for this. Look at that shape. What the hell?
That's a gravestone.
Oh my god.
He catches me out quite a lot, that one.
Oh my god. It's a statue of a woman, and she's... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the Mother Mary, isn't it? I think?
Oh my god. She is actually my favourite stone in this place. But I didn't realise she was there. My bearings were a little bit... Okay. Opening the gate. I should creak that gate to make it more graveyard authentic.
Yeah, I think we should write to the minister and ask for...
We need it to creak.
We'll ask for some squeaking.
Trees rustling.
Yeah, squeaking.
See, it was quite windy earlier, and it's dropped. The wind has dropped.
Right, it might be worth turning the torch off just round here, because
Okay, don't want to attract attention to me.
we'd hate to get caught out for drinking in the graveyard.
Yeah,
At our age.
I know. When I was 17, I used to hide a bottle of vodka under a gravestone, on tombstone in Quick Owl. I used to buy it during the day, and then we'd hide it, and then at night we'd go. Right, we're going into the oldest part of the graveyard. Okay.
We might be too close to the house.
So we need to be very quiet. Okay.
We can't do a quiet podcast.
Yeah. There are residents that live around here, so we don't want...
Can you feel the difference already?
Yes.
Because we're inside the U circle.
Oh my god.
Can you feel the energy change?
Yeah, I can actually. This is totally different. We're heading towards the church door. This is a very, very, very old part.
I tell you what, if we go...
What? Where should we go?
We could go around the back because it'd be quieter probably.
Okay. I don't want to draw attention to anything.
I know, that's the problem.
Look at this.
Now this is the oldest thing I can't remember what they call these.
Oh my god, that
But
is huge.
this is like a column of it's like a mass tomb. I can't remember what they call it. I wish I should have fucking researched, shouldn't I? But this is what's unstable. So basically under here
Yeah.
there could be a massive opening, a tomb.
So you could fall into it.
Yeah. That's why they're doing tests to make sure
Okay.
it's all safe.
My goodness. Oh! Shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I think. Did you ever groan? Did you? Did you hear a man?
I heard a rustle. I heard leaves move.
I think there might be a bench down here if we go down this end.
Okay.
It might be quieter, but it's better up there. But if we go down here, there might be a bench.
Okay.
Oh, actually, just show me talk. Oh no, it's a tombstone. We can't sit on that.
God. I love that smell of wood burning.
Yes. Is that a bench?
Yes, right. Okay, there's a bench here. We're gonna
Oh, look at this. Someone's left
Somebody's
a coffee.
left. That's just so
We'll
disrespectful.
take that back with us.
Somebody's left a blinking coffee cup.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Who's this bench dedicated to?
Oh, right, I'll have a look. Hang on. Thomas Howard Davis, 1931 to 1995. I will lift up mine eyes until onto the hill.
Oh, that's
onto
nice.
the hills.
Thank you for letting us sit on your bench.
Thank you for letting us sit here, Thomas. Now, I'm going to have a little look and see if I can find this grave of Daryl's. Now, did he indicate whereabouts it might be?
He did. I think if we just have a look over there.
Okay.
Right, it's not this one here.
Okay.
Mary. Somebody. That's on it. Keep looking.
No, it's not.
It's not that one.
Did he give an indication of what shape it was, or stone or anything?
No, you know Daryl. Right, it's this one here. Cyril. There we go. Have a look there.
Cyril Whitebottom.
That's him. We found him.
Oh my goodness. 1836.
Wow.
Beloved husband of. What does that say?
Dillis? No.
It's hard to read these old.
Yeah. Oh well, should we phone him and find out?
Yeah, do you think he'd be in? Should we ring him?
Well, it could be gig night, couldn't it? But we can give it a go.
Yeah, let's ring him and see what he says.
Okay.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Daryl. Daryl, it's Claire and Linzi from Dead Creepy Podcast. Are you okay to talk for a minute?
Oh, right. Hiya.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
I hope
Daryl.
you're okay.
So, Daryl, we think we found a grave here, and it says Cyril Whitebottom. Do you know who that is?
Oh, right. Well, that is my great granddad, Cyril Whitebottom, and, well, the story with his death is that apparently he got a letter in post one day, and it said that if he didn't copy it out and send it to 10 of his friends, then he would meet his ultimate doom.
God, we're all familiar with his letters,
Oh
aren't
my
we?
God, we get those on Facebook,
We do,
don't we?
yeah.
Wow.
God, that's amazing.
What? So you mean it actually worked? What happened?
Well, apparently he took one look at it and chucked it straight into fire and said, I think it's probably safe to say that is just an hoax. And, well, apparently next morning he woke up dead.
No way!
Oh my God, that's
I can't believe that. Yeah, it's really bad.
It's horrendous. What an awful story.
I can't believe that they actually work. I've always just discarded
I've
them.
always-
I'm going to think
yeah.
twice now.
Hold on, my mum's trying to say something. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What's your mum saying?
Hi, Mrs. Whitebottom.
Right, Mum's just said that next to him there should be a grave of my great Auntie Dillis. Can you find that one?
Right, let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
Oh,
Yeah, this one. Look here.
do you think this one says Dillis? Dillis Whitebottom. It's hard to read because they're covered in moss and ivy. But I think this is it.
So, Daryl, what's the story with Dillis Whitebottom?
Well, she apparently, one Halloween she was setting up a apple bobbing event in local village hall.
Ooh. Apt for this time
Yeah,
of year.
seasonal. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
what was the story?
Well, she disappeared and went missing throughout the whole event, and people were getting quite worried about her. Anyway, story has it, a couple of days later, when they were draining the tank what they did the apple bobbing in, they found her body at the bottom of tank.
Oh my God,
God.
no.
That's
horrendous.
That is
Yeah, I know, it's really grim, innit?
very grim. Oh my God, Daryl.
Poor woman.
Yeah, God, that's quite a way to go.
Well, for years people have said that she still haunts the village hall.
Really?
Oh my goodness,
Oh my
yeah.
God. I bet she does. I mean, if you go in that weird
Yeah.
circumstance.
Have
yeah.
you ever, I wonder if he's ever investigated that. We should go and investigate that
What-
village hall.
What sort of phenomena, Daryl, is reported?
Well, apparently, you can hear, like, you know that sound when people have got squelchy wellies on? Apparently you can hear that.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah. Right, well, thanks for that, Daryl. We'll catch you later, I guess.
Yeah, thank you, Daryl.
Right, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Daryl, thanks.
God, well, he always has some great stories, doesn't he?
God, doesn't he just? But he's still a sceptic at the end of it all.
Yeah, he still doesn't believe,
No,
despite the fact we found 2 of his relatives.
Yeah.
Wow.
What amazing stories.
Gosh, fancy that. Fancy drowning at the bottom of an apple bobbing tank. I saw a gravestone up there that said they'd been killed by bears. Do you remember that guy that was in the paper? It was about 20 years ago now.
Killed by bears?
And it said he was killed by bears in
But
Kilwyn.
we haven't had bears in Europe in over 600 years.
But I seem to remember the story. His name is Thomas Powell.
Right.
But he actually choked on a gummy bear.
Oh, right.
So I don't think he... So you can choose whatever you put on your epitaph, can't you, really? You can make it sound however you want.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
Death by bear.
Yeah. It's true. I guess it's true. He was killed by a bear.
Yeah.
But it was actually a Haribo.
I think we should do some sitting and listening, because since we're here...
Yeah. Okay. Is there anybody here with us? If there's anyone here in this graveyard with us, can you rustle the trees? Shake one of the branches.
Should we do a bit of Iophilus?
Yeah.
Overless on.
Hello, is there anybody in this graveyard with us that would like to come and say hello? We come with absolute respect and love and good intentions, and we would just like to know if you have anything to tell us.
Wheat agent.
Wheat agent.
Wheat agent? A wheat agent? Wow. Is that what you did for a job? Did you?
It was at this point that the recording inexplicably stopped. And although our audio equipment showed that it was still recording, we have no further evidence of our investigation. The Iophilus continued to say a few more words before it just stopped. The words that it said were prayer, measure, wheat, agent, wheat, spring, telepathy, threat, remove, prayer, fear, cannot. We hope you've enjoyed our Halloween special investigation into the Llanelli Church graveyard. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, goodbye.